Good evening. First tonight, how much would you pay to have more police on the streets? Well, today plans have been announced to raise money for the Leicestershire force by charging more council tax. And if you live in Derbyshire, well, you'll face a similar increase. One town in Nottinghamshire is doing something different, though, paying for private patrols. More on that in a moment, but first let's speak to our social affairs correspondent, Jeremy Wall. So, Jeremy, what are these council tax rises likely to cost us?
Well, Dominic, they'll raise what's known as the policing precept by more than 6% this year. Here's what it means: an extra £12 on the average Band D council tax bill. Money that's designed to cushion the blow after several years of cuts to the government's share of police funding. A thin blue line under pressure, critics worry it's been reaching breaking point. But now police and crime commissioners can raise significantly more themselves through the council tax. Willie Bark in Leicestershire held a public consultation. The response: clear support for charging an extra £1 every month.
It's really hard on people to have to find more, particularly for those people who haven't had big wage increases in the last number of years. But if we're going to have a police force that actually makes us feel secure and deals with crime, preventing it and then dealing with it if it takes place, it's essential that we have more resources.
Leicestershire Police say it'll make a huge difference. They expected to lose more than 50 officers without the extra money. But now 24 additional neighbourhood officers are likely to be recruited this year.
They're going to be involved in enhancing our service around new and emerging crime types that includes cybercrime, modern slavery, and also further enhancing the service we deliver to victims of rape. We also hope to have further investment in technology that will release officers from the police station.
And expect average policing bills in Derbyshire to rise by £12 a year too, after a similar survey saw the increase backed by more than 70% of local householders. And Derbyshire's Chief Constable Peter Goodman told me that'll fill big gaps in everything from firearms to cybercrime, and his force should be able to recruit an extra 50 officers. The final decisions are expected in Derbyshire tomorrow and in Leicestershire next Wednesday. That's also the day we'll hear what's happening to policing bills in Nottinghamshire.
Okay,
Jeremy, thanks for now. Well, one Nottinghamshire town has been using the way of tackling some crimes which it says could be used in other areas.
Yes, businesses pay for a security specialist to patrol the streets. They believe that his presence deters crime. Christian Hugel has been to meet him.
Yeah, roger that. Give me 2 or 3 minutes, I'll make my way to you.
Dave Dowson is Mansfield born and bred, but for the last couple of years he's been employed by businesses in the town centre to deal with crimes like shoplifting and antisocial behaviour. He's not a police officer and has no more authority than you or I.
You're right.
But in his time on this town's streets, he's made around 200 citizens' arrests.
But if you want me to come up, I'll come up and make friends.
Business people here are in constant communication with him via a radio network, which is also linked to the police and council CCTV monitoring. Today he's responding to a call from a shopkeeper about a man causing trouble.
It's harassing a woman in the store. Really, it's a 101 job. Wants the police to come down, get to know who the male is, what he's up to and why. You know what I mean? All I can do is really ask him what he's up to. But this male, it looks like he's causing a bit of bother in town.
This time, Dave doesn't need to intervene, but it's typical of what he deals with every day.
Policing has changed and pressures continue to rise. I think going forward you need an element of partnership working, because we all need to take ownership of crime and we all need to work together to address the issues, otherwise it will never get addressed.
Later, someone who's thought to be using the drug Black Mamba is sitting outside the front of a shop. Dave has to move him on. Dave, why not just leave all of this to the police?
Well, it's a business partnership with the police, ourselves and local authorities. Everywhere seems to be stretched at the moment with the cuts and all that lot, so it just helps with partnership working.
That's a really good idea, because my sister-in-law works on the market and he's helped her out really good.
It's not a bad idea, but just one man, it's a bit of a tall order, I would have thought.
I think the community as a whole should be sorting things out for people who are in this sort of situation.
It's clear that the work Dave does is appreciated in Mansfield. Speaking to people here, he seems well known. People are aware of what he does, and it seems to be having an impact. The bid estimates that up to 50% of the community arrests Dave makes leads to more action being taken by the police. Businesses here don't want the town to be seen as a soft touch when it comes to retail crime. Nottinghamshire's Police and Crime Commissioner Paddy Tipping says protecting the public isn't just a matter for the police and everyone can play their part, adding that Dave is playing a big part. Christian Hugill, BBC East Midlands Today, Mansfield.
So, Jeremy, that's about having more boots on the ground, private ones in that case, but is it just about numbers?
Well, numbers are a huge part of it, but this is all about effectiveness, this debate too. For instance, in Leicestershire, some of that extra money is being earmarked for new mobile fingerprinting kits so that officers can check suspects out as soon as they're caught. And then we're seeing more economies of scale too. In fact, over 200 Leicestershire police officers are now part of these bigger regional policing units. Willie Bark, though, he's not happy that this extra cash is coming from council taxes, and that's because he thinks it effectively penalises communities who can least afford to pay, and he wants the government to stump up this cash instead.
Well, we'll see about that. Jeremy, thank you.